guys, what is up? Listen, your girl done got herself a little microphone. So yeah, prepare to be sick of me. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but listen, life has literally been lifing. But I decided today that I am no longer going to use life as an excuse because life is just going to always life, right? So what am I just not going to make videos anymore? Listen, excuse my nails. I haven't went and got my nails done. Furthermore, just to prove that I am also human, sometimes I will not have my nails done and a pimple is deciding to grow on my face. All of the odds are already against me at this point, right? But I said, you know what? I'm going to push through. I'm going to make this video because, yeah, why not? I need to work on commitment more this year and just committing to things that I said I was going to commit to and actually see it through, my girl, right? So yeah, let's jump right into it. This is not going to be like a usual video that I usually make. I hope this is working all right. This is my first time. I'm just giving it a try. Kind of wanted to put it there, but I think I'm going to hold it for now. Anyways, this is not like the usual videos I usually make on my channel, but I realized over a period of time that all my followers and the people that don't listen to me, or the people that listen to me, most of you guys don't really know me, like know me, right? You guys only know a version of me, or you guys may have happened to walk into my life and met me at a different season or whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking like all the new people that ain't been with me since the sandbox days, you feel me? Which is a lot of y'all, only know certain versions of me. And I feel like most of you guys met me kind of when I had got the ball rolling, when I've kind of been up a little bit, you feel me? And y'all know that I ain't always been up, you feel me? So I don't like people in my business or nothing, but listen, I understand that it is my duty to share my story and to just help as much people as I can, because listen, if I can do it, that means you can do it and anybody else can do it, right? So let's hop into it. I'm pretty much just going to tell you guys in this video my backstory. I plan on making it really short and sweet. Pretty much just an about me video. I don't think I've ever done one of those before, right? So I'm not who you think I am, right? Everything you can think of, I've probably been through. Yeah, I just look like this, right? Ain't God good? You feel me? Like you could go through all of it, and He's still gonna keep you looking. You feel me? Aging like fine wine, all of it. Anyways, so yeah. Hi, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button, share, all of that good stuff. Yeah. So if you guys don't officially know me, I am Nika. I go by Nika, but my name is Will Nika, if y'all want my government name. Yes, I am a mother of two of the most beautiful girls that have ever walked this planet Earth, and I am just honored to be their mother. Let's see, where do I start? We're gonna go way back, because I've been through a lot, y'all. Like, I swear, it's been through a lot. I've been through a lot. Oh my God. Ooh, child. All right, brace myself. Like I said, I don't really like telling people my business, but I don't know. I'm making this video in hopes that it will help someone else. I don't know. Tell your story, I guess. Way back from the sandbox days, right? So your girl was actually born in Haiti. I was not born in America. I was born in Haiti. And unpopular opinion, Haiti is actually very rich in some parts. You feel me? I grew up with a maid, a chauffeur, a cook, all of that good stuff. And all of that was snatched away from me when I moved to America. I had to fend for myself. Anyways, I moved to America at the age of 5. Yeah, 5. Moved here when I was 5. I don't know. My parents moved here. Well, my mother moved us here, you know, to start a new life and, you know, essentially chase the American dream. And, yeah, when I first moved here, I've lived in Florida most of my life. But I was living in South Florida, and I remember going to kindergarten and all that good stuff and learning how to speak English, all of that. So that's already a trial and tribulation right there. I got to learn a whole new language. I'm moving to a whole new country. Like, my whole life was flipped upside down. And honestly, that was the beginning of my trust issues, because I feel like every time I got attached to something or someone, it was time to move, you know? So essentially that kind of scarred me, because I'm just like, if I get close to you, am I going to have to move again? Obviously, we didn't move around a lot, but as a kid, I just felt like, God, oh, okay, I'm trying to work on my language. Like, God, dog, we moving again? Kind of deal. So I remember a couple years after we moved from Haiti to America, we were living in South Florida, and then my mom ends up buying a house, and it was like 3 or 4 years later, and she's like, hey guys, we're moving again. It's not even close. We're far away from everyone. And I'm devastated. I'm just like, oh my God, like, what's really going on? Because I just made these friends. I just learned how to speak English. Like, what is going on? I love it here. I love these people, you know. But she wanted a better life for us and wanted to just move us away, you know, to a different place, you know. So shout out to her. I'm glad, I'm grateful that she did all this, right? So, there it goes again, me having to pack up and leave and say goodbye to all my friends. And that second time really hit home because I was just like, before I didn't really know. I was a kid, you know, but then the second time we moved, I was a lot older. So I really felt every emotion, and I was sad to leave all my friends and stuff. And yeah, I didn't really take that well, but I've always been the kind of person to just like bottle up my emotions, and yeah, we're good. You feel me? We're good. So, my bad, y'all. Along that process, in the process of my mother moving and trying to give us a better life and move us away from essentially the town that we were in, she ends up getting into a car accident, like a really bad car accident, which left her paralyzed. So yeah, like I said, I'm about to be telling y'all my life because this is stuff y'all don't even know. Like, you really got to know me to know this. You feel me? But now everyone knows, I guess. So yeah, my mom ends up getting into a car accident, and it left her paralyzed from the waist down. And to put the icing on the cake, we found out that she was pregnant while all of this is happening. You feel me? So now not only do I find out that we're moving, we're relocating, I now am finding out that life as I knew it before is totally going to change. Like, my mother is not getting better. Well, I mean, she's recovered a lot since then, but at the time it was just like she's not walking again, pretty much. And this is going to be an adjustment for everyone because eventually she was in the hospital for a really long time, but it was just like eventually she's going to have to come home and we're going to figure it all out, right? So I went from seeing my mom, you know, her doing our hairs on Sundays, taking us out, her getting us up ready for school every morning, getting us dressed and all of that, to pretty much becoming a caregiver at a really young age. So I really remember it was like I was probably like 8 when we moved or whatever, and that was really just like when life shifted for me. She had nurses and doctors and everything, don't get me wrong, so it wasn't like we were solely caring for my mother. She did have, you know, help and stuff from her doctors and her nurses, but us being in the household with her, sometimes things would have to get done, you know, that a nurse is not scheduled to come today, or, you know what I'm saying, just little stuff like that, right? So I literally became a caregiver at the age of 8, 9, and that was the beginning of my life, really, that I can like remember, you feel me? So like I mentioned before, she was also pregnant, so now I'm a caregiver of 2. I was the oldest, by the way. I have an older brother, but like I said, he's a brother. So boys aren't really like, you know, at least in a Caribbean household, like boys get away with murder. Women are usually the ones, they got to teach you how to cook and clean, which I appreciate them for that because, like, yeah, you need to know these things as a woman. I feel like, I don't know, don't quote me on it. So I essentially became my mother's caregiver and also my little brother's caregiver. So, yeah, it was like a want baby just crying all the time. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, your girl couldn't get no sleep. So I never really felt like a child, honestly. Like, if you know me, you know me. Like, I feel like I've always just been like way ahead of my time. I know so much. I've been through so much where it doesn't feel like I'm a kid anymore. Like, I don't think I've ever just felt like a kid, right? So I think that's why it's so important for me as a mother to make sure like my kids actually enjoy their childhood and get the opportunity to be a child, because most people are either raising themselves or raising their parents, and they don't really get the opportunity to become a mother, right? So, yeah, I grew up in a single household. well, before we ended up moving with my mom, my grandparents raised me. So we were with them, and, I seen a 2-parent household, but majority of the time it was a single family household. And my mom is amazing. She's great. She's did the best she could with what she had and what she knew. So shout out to my mama for that. But yeah, I would say in those times it became really tough because it was just like, this is new for me. There's a new baby in the house. Like, I don't know what's going on with my life. Then I'm at a new school, and honestly, it was like the first time I was really seeing white people, and I had to deal with like racism. And honestly, like, I don't feel like the white people were that racist to me. It was like more of the black people, and I feel like racism started a lot when I moved to America, because like I never seen like so much black people hate on other black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were a little darker than everyone else, they made fun of you. Like if your hair was a certain way, they made fun of you. And I'm like, holy crap, like I've never dealt with this. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just weird to me, you know what I'm saying? So people started to bully me or whatever. I ain't never cared for real, because like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, people used to make fun of me all the time because I was different. I was Haitian. Back then, if you was Haitian, you was kind of like an African booty scratcher. Like, they called you all kinds of names. It was like forbidden to be Haitian, right? And then like, it was just a lot. Like, it was just a lot going on. So I never felt like I belonged anywhere. I was just kind of like floating through life. I never felt like I fit in with my family, fit in with my peers, and everyone would be like, oh, you think you're better than us? And I'm just like, whoa, like, what? Whoa, like, pump your brakes. Like, who said that? Like, just because I move different, operate different, I feel like I've always thought different since I was a child, right? So long story short, all of this is happening. I meet the father of my kids, and if you don't know, I actually became a teen mom. The ghettoest thing ever. I do not recommend it. 0 stars. Just don't do it. I kind of fell in lust at the time. I didn't know any better, you know what I'm saying? Just, yeah. And the lack of information, the lack of me knowing my body, the lack of me just knowing anything, because like, hey, I'm only a 16-year-old kid. I'm trying to go see what that thing talking about that everybody's talking about. And that thing that was very ghetto, that lasted all of 2 seconds, ended up giving me an entire human being that I've been blessed to be with for the last 11 years of my life, right? So like, I've never been a kid, right? I went from being the caregiver to my mom, being the caregiver to my little brother, to now I have a whole baby by myself that like I have to take care of. Like, that is just traumatizing, you feel me? And imagine that just even being your experience. It wasn't even like I was out here being fast, none of that. Like, just, I'm with my man at the time, and we just trying to see what it's talking about. And what it was talking about was a whole baby. So yeah, that's when life threw a whole nother curveball at me, because I'm 16 with a baby. Everyone just acted like it was the end of the world. I was an abomination to my family. And that was just like lifing yet again, right? So that, I feel like, was just a very traumatizing experience for me. It was just a lot. I really went through a lot with being a teen mom, but I feel like it also like shaped me and made me into the woman that I am today, because like my daughter like really turned me into a hustler. Like, I literally was like, I gotta go and get it. She didn't ask to be here. I got to make sure that I give her the best life ever. You feel me? So that was the start of me just like going hard, living for something that was more than myself, you know what I'm saying? And I was already used to being a caregiver, so I was just knocking that thing out, you feel me? So, long story short, I'm a teen mom now. I'm living with my baby daddy. Life is lifing. Like, I'm glad I experienced all of this at a young age, because I couldn't imagine me at 27, this big age, tussling with men and going through the anxiety, the depression, the cheating, the lying, the manipulating. Like, I just don't think I can do that, like, at this age. So I'm really glad that I was doing that stuff, like, mad young, because, like, yeah, playing house and all of that, it didn't work out. We were together 7.5 years, on and off, very toxic relationship. It was abusive sometimes, verbally, all of it, you know what I'm saying? So that just didn't work out for me. So I literally have been floating through life up until, then. So 6 years roll by. I'm thinking I'm a mama of one. It's going to be one and done. And I end up having another baby. 6 years later. So now your girl is a mama of two, swimming deep in depression. Like, what is going on? Oh, and by the way, your girl did graduate. Despite everyone acting like I was not going to graduate. No, I did not get a GED. Your girl walked across the stage and graduated, period. Because what I was not finna do is become a statistic. Okay. Anyways, I'm 2 babies in now, and by then the relationship is just absolutely trash. It's not working. There's just no saving it at this point, right? Does this sound familiar to y'all? Like, any of y'all? Is that y'all right now? Let me just stop right now. Let me just hone in on this little subject real quick. If that is you right now, let me just tell you right now, like, that man is not going to change, baby girl. I don't care if you have 2 kids, 5 kids, 7 kids, or just 1 kid. You do yourself the favor and walk away now while it's early. You feel me? Do not just be sitting there letting that man impregnate you over and over and over with no commitment, no ring, no nothing. Just a good time and some babies. Life is way more precious than that. You feel me? Like, you deserve a man, a father of your kids that's going to cherish you, that's going to love you, like, worship the ground that you walk on. Honestly. And that's why I'm single now, because honestly, if you're not worshiping the ground that I walk on, and just being a God-fearing man, it's a no for me, beloved, right? So if that's you right now, I'm not saying that it's easy. If I can do it, you can do it too. When I left my relationship of 7 years, I was like 3 months postpartum. I had just had my second baby, and I was just like, okay, it didn't work the first couple of years. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think this is working. And honestly, what kept me all those years was my kid. Like, I didn't grow up with a father. So I honestly felt like I owed it to my child to at least give her a dying chance of having a father. And at the time, my daughter was like obsessed with her dad. Like, still to this day, you can't tell her anything negative about her dad because she just doesn't see it, right? So that's not my job. Anyways, like, shout out to you and your daddy. You feel me? So I had to make the conscious decision that this was not working for me, and I need to figure out what life was as a single mother, because honestly, now I'm a single mom. Even while in the relationship, you're a single mom. Like, just figure it out. So I made the relationship to end the relationship, leave everything that I had to my name. I literally started over. That's going to be the theme of my life. I've been starting over. Every couple years, God's like, let's hit the reset button. Like, let's see what this little button does, right? So I decided to like reset my whole life, leave everything. I'm talking about car, house, furniture, everything. And I moved back in with my mom. And at the time, I had moved away from my family and everything, whole nother state and all. I decided, hey, I'm going to leave this relationship and move back in with my mother. Honestly, I would say that was like the best decision I've ever made, because life just started flourishing for me. Like, and I feel like oftentimes we hang on to things and we be praying to God, and God is like, please stop. Until you get rid of that one thing, that one individual, that one habit, that one whatever it may be, He is not going to bless you any further than where you currently are. You feel me? So stop and do what He told you to do, and that was to get rid of them. You feel me? And oftentimes we don't realize it, but people can really hold up your blessings. So once I made the conscious decision to leave and my life literally like flourished, I was like, holy crap, I should have done this decades ago. You feel me? So yeah, things started to look up for me. I was working a really good job. I was a supervisor. I was living in my own apartment, and life was just great. But here's me trying to restart my life yet again, like a year and a half after I just moved and restarted again. I decided, well, hey, my mother worked a lot. I never got to see her. It was just work. Except for the times that she would take us out and do stuff with us or whatever. I really never got to see her. And I felt like I was becoming my mom, just working. I was missing PTO meetings, all kinds of stuff, and I just did not appreciate that. You feel me? I'm already young, so they already gonna talk about me, like, excuse me. You feel me? So I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this. So even though I had a really good job working as a supervisor, working at a really nice golf resort, I just felt like I was not fulfilled. Like, I wanted to spend more time with my kids. I'm missing out on holidays. I'm missing out on all the good stuff, because guess what? Your girl got to work. And at some point I was just like, yeah, no, this is not for me. It's really ghetto. I don't want to spend the rest of my life working. And when I realized I was pretty much running the whole department by myself and running a whole company, you know what I'm saying? Essentially, I'm running this part of the company that belongs to someone else, and meanwhile they're on vacation and living their best life. I decided I no longer want to do this, right? So God kept telling me, leave my job, leave my job. And I'm like, well, what the hell? At the time, I didn't really have the best connection with God. Even though I knew him, I knew it was him because I'm just like, this can't be me. Because girl, what the hell you about to do? Anyways, I was obedient. I've always been obedient. Even if I haven't been an active churchgoer for years, I've always been obedient to God. And when God speaks, I'm gonna move. If he say jump, I'm finna say how high, and I'm jumping. Matter of fact, I ain't even finna ask. I'm just gonna start jumping till he say, all right, my girl, you good. Anyways, I decided to leave my job, and thankfully, when I got the job, we had really good benefits, and I knew nothing about a 401k, but I had a coworker, God rest her soul, recommend that I actually stay and or keep the 401k plan instead of canceling it. So that's essentially what I did. I kept the 401k plan, and I didn't even know anything about it or that it would even be able to come to use to me, right? So after I left the apartment, or after I left the job, they were like, hey, what do you want to do with your 401k plan? Do you want to transfer it over to another job? And I was like, I have a really good feeling that I'm probably never going to work a job another day in my life. So let me take my chances and cash it out. They were like, hey, you do know if you cash it out, we're going to take a huge bulk of it because yeah. So I was just like, all right, that's fine. I'll take my chances. Let me cash it out. I end up cashing out my 401k plan, and that is what I started a whole entire business with. I started that business in literally 7 days in the middle of a pandemic and sold out in a month and a half. Like, talk about black girl magic. Talk about God showing up and showing out, because I was literally, not even me, he was literally waking me up between the hours of 3 to 5 every morning. And like, I'm like, what am I doing up? Like, I'm trying to sleep. Whole time, my boy was giving me gems. You feel me? He was giving me resources. He was giving me websites to go to. And I don't even know how I did all this. I had no business experience, no business knowledge or nothing. Like, I don't even know. I created my website, like everything legit from head to toe in 7 days before even time to launch. So shout out to God because he did a big one. Honestly, don't think that business is all kicks and giggles, because it is not. That was actually not my first business endeavor. That was actually my second one. My first business endeavor, I wanted to sell bundles, and I actually lost out on $1,500. So business is not always as it seems. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. So don't think, hey, I did it, I got lucky, and everyone else is going to do it. No, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? I did put a lot of work. I put a lot of work into marketing. I showed up for myself, and I actually put the work in, you know what I'm saying? But that's another topic for another day. So yeah, started this business, and I was just like, hey, I know what I'm doing. At one point, I was simultaneously running like 3 businesses. Like, once I got the hang of it, I was just like, oh yeah, bet I know how to do this. We're making good money. I was balling out in the middle of a pandemic, y'all, with my businesses alone. Like, that was, what a time. That was crazy, right? But then I soon realized that business is also a lot of work. You don't work a 9 to 5, you work 24/7. And I was like, this is really exhausting as well. Let me see what else God has for me. So I've always used to like model and do all that other great stuff. And I've always been a creative my whole life. And Atlanta just really for a long time was seeming real appealing to me. You know, mind you, I had never been there before. I was just like, oh yeah, Atlanta. Like, it seems like really, it wasn't even Atlanta. It was more like Georgia. I liked Georgia because I felt like what you pay for, you get, like when you buy a house, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get a lot of land. And I was just like, I like it. You feel me? Like, I like space. So maybe I like Georgia. So I decided to just, here's me again, resetting my life yet again. So yeah, I'm telling you, like, your girl has been through it all. And this is just me just doing like a fast, brief, you know, just of my life. This is just really fast, right? So I decided like, hey, I'm leaving everything once again. And well, at the time I didn't decide to leave everything. I said I'm going to move to Atlanta to scale my business to 7 figures. So I was like, yeah, that's the goal. This is what I'm going to do. Yada, yada, yada. Let's get it cracking. Mind you, I had no family here. I knew absolutely nobody here. Nobody. So yeah, I was just like, let's do this. So, almost 2 years ago, I decided, hey, I'm just going to pack nothing but a little suitcase and I'm going to take the leap of faith. Everyone was like, no, you don't know anyone there. You don't have any family there. How's it going to work out? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, honestly, I really don't know, but I trust in myself to never let me down. So I'm going to go for it. I ended up moving to Atlanta with nothing but my small suitcase. I left my kids at the time. Shout out to my mother for deciding to hold my children down while I transitioned like that. And honestly, that was the beginning of God having his way with me, because he took everything from me. And I do mean everything. Everything that I knew of my past life in Florida, he took it from me, down to my very brand new BMW that I had just gotten, like, not even a year prior. He was just like, yes, sis, hand me that. You want a new life, you want to become this new individual, it's going to cost you your old life. I didn't get it at the time, but it totally makes sense now, and I'm very grateful that he even took me through that process, right? So I decided, hey, I'm in Atlanta now, like, hey, let me go scale my businesses. I'm paying for masterminds, showing up to courses, taking courses, all kinds of good stuff, right? Only God, for God to be like, that was your plan. Who told you? Who told you to do all of that? I did not. So essentially, he had me put down business, because in that moment, he showed me that I was actually worshiping another God, which was money. I was so driven and so dedicated to money and making money that I essentially put money before him, and he is essentially the provider of all the money and all the wealth, so I needed to be focusing on him. So God pretty much put me on this strike where I was not able to physically work for money for real, like going to a job and working and making money. He would not allow it. So for a whole year, I was not able to do anything that I was not extremely passionate about. And I mean extremely passionate. Like, I really had to love doing it, even if it meant I had to do it for free. So at the time, is this a fly in my video? You just cock blocking. Like, what? Anyways, trying to make this fast. So yeah, that was the start of God just like literally having his way with me. And it was really hard at first. And when times got hard, I was just like, okay, like I'm gonna go get a job. No, not really. Cause he was just like, no. So I just got really creative and started thinking of different ways to make money. I sold ebooks, had different courses, all kinds of stuff. And it was still me just like trying to make money when he was telling me not to. Just disobedient. That I was disobedient for. You feel me? So he's like, what do you like, Nika? Like, what do you want to do? Like, who is Nika outside of your work title, your mom title? Like, who is Nika down to the core? You feel me? So it took a lot of self-healing and doing the inner work and just sitting with myself and sitting with God to realize like who I am at core. You know what I'm saying? I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? I love to inspire other people. I love to help other people. I'm a humanitarian. I just love making a difference, making an impact, you know, which has led me here to even being on YouTube, making videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I became a content creator because I felt like I didn't just become, it just happened. Like, I feel like I was always a content creator, being, you know, a creative, and I just used what I could do best. You know what I'm saying? Like the skills that I knew that I could do in my sleep outside of business. Cause I was just like, okay, I'm good at this. You know what I'm saying? Let me start a business with that. And no, it's not always like that. You know what I'm saying? So he just allowed me to like find myself, and I'm still finding myself. Like there's days where I wake up and I'm like, hey sis, we're not doing that anymore. You know, like you no longer, you know, you don't rock with that version of yourself anymore. You're not her anymore. So let's shift this, you know? So I've been killing myself in, you know, recreating different versions of myself along the way. It hasn't been easy. It's been really weird. Most days I don't know who I am, but I know whose I am, period. Yeah. So yeah, like it's just really been a journey for me, and I'm still currently in Atlanta, Georgia. Life has still been lifing. Life has not let up, not one bit. But I can honestly say, by the grace of God, I have accomplished so much. I have chased so much of my dreams. Everything I've ever set out to do, I've literally exceeded my expectation every time. Well, God has exceeded my expectation every time. You feel me? So I no longer make plans. I have little goals, you know, little small things that I want to pat myself on the back for, but I no longer I've fully surrendered control. Like whatever God has for me, whatever he wants for me is what I'm willing to do now. You know, it's not really about the money for me. I started giving back, partnering up with, you know, different local nonprofits and all that stuff like that. And that stuff like that makes me the happiest. Like being able to help people. I realized it wasn't about the cars. It wasn't about the money and the businesses, because all of that stuff is cool, you know, but what everyone seemed or deemed to be my highest was actually my lowest spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't in tune with myself. I wasn't happy. I was just winging life. And although I'm still winging life now, I don't think I'll ever stop. Like life just be lifing, and I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. You feel me? Like I'm regular. I'm human. I've been through so much in my life, but one thing I refuse to do is give up. I've heard so many no's. I've had so many naysayers. I've had so many people doubt me. When I started business, no one supported me, but I've always just rooted for myself. I've always showed up for myself and just never gave up on me. You feel me? So that needs to be the theme of your life. No walla. Y'all be seeing that dang TikTok. Like, that's the theme for life. Like, I don't have no worries. You feel me? Like, I'm trusting God throughout the process, and I'm just knowing that He knows what's best for me. You feel me? He is not going to bring me this far to leave me. I've done so much, things I've never even thought or imagined I'd be doing. Like, I started acting. Like, who the heck? That was never part of my plan. That was never part of my goal. Like, I never even seen that in my future. Like, I never even thought I'd be a businesswoman. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So life has taken me so many places that I've never experienced and never thought I would be at. You feel me? Like, I've hung out with celebrities. I've been to places. I have done so much that was just a dream, was just a thought in my head. You feel me? And to see it all like happening and unfolding for me, I created a life for myself that I no longer need a vacation. I haven't been on a vacation in a while. Honestly, I need one. But when every day feels like a vacation, you don't have the desire to escape. You know what I'm saying? Because life is good. Even when it's not good, excuse me, even when it's not good, it's literally still good. You know what I'm saying? I always try to be grateful and find the silver lining in everything. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. And trust me, I'll be going through things, y'all. Okay. God be testing me all the time. And I feel like if you're one of his chosen ones, he's going to test you, because it's just like, yeah, who you leading, and you ain't been through nothing. You feel me? So my test has honestly been my testimony. And I honestly just want to be more transparent and share my life with other people, because it's just like, y'all don't know me. You feel me? Like, y'all really don't know me. Y'all don't know about my struggles. Y'all don't know about the tears that I've cried to water my garden. Okay, the tears weren't in vain. You feel me? Like, yeah, like, I've been through so much, and I still go through so much on the regular. I'm a single mama still. I mean, yeah. I have 2 kids. I raised 2 kids on my own. I do the damn thing. I show up for myself every single day, even on the days where I don't want to. Most days I would prefer not to, right? If we're being honest. But I still push through. I still show up for myself, because I know, like, but God, you feel me? Like, I didn't think I'd be here at all, but God did. But God did, right? So yeah, I just want to leave you guys with this little tip. Like, it really doesn't matter what you're going through in life. Like, just always be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Just when I thought I had it the worst, there was homeless people outside, like, with no food, getting rained on, and you know what I'm saying? Or just in the heat, wearing the same outfit over and over and over. Meanwhile, I'm wearing outfits one time and not wearing it again because Instagram's seen it. Like, what? I have a lot to be grateful for, and so do you. It does not matter what you are going through. Do you hear me? It does not matter what you are going through. Like, first and foremost, trust the process. Secondly, push through. Push through. With your nails not done, with the pimple on your face, your eyebrows not waxed. And y'all know me, I'm real big on hygiene. I'm real big on how I look. But hey, push through. This is literally me pushing through, because old me would have never made this video. I would have been like, child, my nails ain't done. The pimple is pimpling. I don't have no makeup on. Lashes ain't done. The fly is in my damn video. I would have been like, it's a no for me, right? But new me's like, who cares? They gonna talk regardless. You feel me? They're gonna judge regardless, and it doesn't matter. Do what makes you happy. Chase your dreams. You feel me? Go after your dreams. They're not too big. They're not too small. They're not too small. And hell, if your dreams aren't big enough, if they don't scare you, they're not big enough, honestly. You feel me? So push through. Push through. Trust God. Keep God first. You feel me? And yeah, I think that's my time, y'all. I don't want to make this too long. I just really wanted to let y'all know about me. You feel me? Like, bring y'all in the background. I do a lot of BTS, but it's time to do BTS on me. Behind the scenes of Nika. Life of Nika. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for being here. Subscribe, share. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next video. I love you guys so much. Even if it's just one person watching this, I don't care, because God told me to do this, so I'm gonna do it, and I know he's going to just blow my mind. Bye. Love you guys.